This is Shadow Dawn Podcast, Crown Heights, Brooklyn, then and now. And I got a special person with me today, man. Very, very special guy, man. Representing exactly where I'm from, Crown Heights, Brooklyn.
Absolutely.
Ruste Juxx. Ruste Juxx. Bop, bop, bop. You done know. You already know. Rusty in the building.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rusty, Duck Down Records and the whole team.
Absolutely,
Yo, Rusty,
man.
What's good, my G?
I'm great, man. What's good with you?
Yo, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, man.
Thanks for having me,
It's
man.
a pleasure. It's a pleasure, my brother, man.
Word up.
Check it out, though, bro. We gonna get straight to it, my brother.
Let's
This
do
is a
it.
Crown Heights thing, right? All day, you already know. Holla at Rockwaller. Yo,
Yeah.
Rockwaller, cool Rockwaller family.
Yeah.
Yo, Rusty. Tell me how it all started in Crown Heights for you, my brother. We gonna start from the beginning, and then
Like as
We
far
don't go through
as far as
everything.
what? It started from what? Like with the rapping or what?
when did you come to Crown Heights? Was you born in Crown Heights?
Nah, I was born in Bed-Stuy on Bainbridge and I think Thomas Bklyn.
Okay.
I moved from there when I was 3. I started living in Crown Heights like right before I turned 4.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We moved to Kingston between Bergen and St. Mark's.
Right.
And that's where I grew up at, you know what I mean? So, but my family is from Bed-Stuy.
Okay.
So, you know, my grandmother on my mom's side, she lived on Lewis between McDonough and Macon. So I used to always go over there.
Right.
And, you know, my grandmother on my father's side was in Roosevelt.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like the old folks part, you know what I mean? All the way
Okay.
down there on Lewis and DeKalb.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? I'm all over. I'm a Crown Heights Bed-Stuy dude, you know what I mean?
I got
But
you.
mostly Crown Heights, you know what I mean? But I got family all in Bed-Stuy.
Okay. So what year you came into Crown Heights?
That's
Can you remember?
I don't remember. Whatever year I was 4 years old. I don't remember what year exactly.
Okay.
But yeah. But I was born in 78, so you know.
Okay. So you came to Crown Heights in the 70s?
80, 81, 82.
Early 80s?
Yeah, yep.
Early 80s you came to Crown Heights?
Yep.
That's what's up. Can you tell me a little bit of your experience growing up in Crown Heights? Like, you know.
Yeah, man. Crown Heights was just like really rough, man. Like it was. I had a rough childhood, man. Like, you know, with personal shit, you know, from the house, you know, with my moms and my sister, father, and you know, before that with my father and my moms, you know what I mean. But the streets was just a whole nother thing, you know what I mean.
Right.
It was a whole lot of shit. So, you know, my block ain't that motherfucking big, but it was a lot of kids on my block, you know what I mean? And I done fought all my friends, like every single one almost, you know what I mean? It's probably like 1 or 2 that I didn't fight, you know what I mean? With motherfuckers, you know, on St. Mark's, on Bergen, on Pacific, and Albany, you know what I mean? Like, and then I went to 289,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Right there, that was my, you know, Broward. My elementary school.
Right,
From there,
right.
from pre-K to all the way to 5th grade. Then I graduated. I went to junior high in 390.
Right.
Then, you know, once I went there, I got left back. Then they kicked me out, and then they sent me over here to 210.
Right.
Which is I know it's probably something. It's called something else right now.
210? Oh,
right here
390.
on Park in Rochester.
390.
Nah. This shit right here.
The old
390.
210.
Yeah,
Right.
this shit right here.
Right.
And that whole
Right.
school hated me.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
all the niggas from Sterling.
Yeah.
I had to leave early after like 2:45 before this, you know what I mean?
Come out through another exit?
Yeah, because all of them had problems with me, man. So, you know, that shit was just crazy, man. But
I hear you, I hear you.
Crown Heights was real rough, man. But I wouldn't change nothing, you know what I mean? I grew up there. I learned, you know, how to be a man there, how to you know, take care of myself and survive with my family. It was like everybody had big families and
Right.
shit. But it was just me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then my sister, she was born, rest in peace, my sister was born 7 years after me.
Right.
So I was just like, you know, the man in the house. I had to protect my mom and my sister.
Right.
And, you know, it was just crazy, man. But I wouldn't change nothing, man.
That's what's up. That's what's
Yeah.
up. So, like as far as high school and stuff like that, how was high school for you, man?
I didn't even go to high school, man.
Nah?
Yo, I went to, they put me in Sarah J. First I was in Boys and Girls. I wasn't going. They kicked me out of that shit.
Right.
I was already like dropping out of school already at that time, man. I was trying to, I started selling weed. I started hustling and shit. And you know, they kicked me out of Boys and Girls. I went to Sarah J, and when I got to Sarah J, that's a whole nother shit over there. Like all of them dudes, and then you know, I remember one time I was going to lunch, and they was like, it's in the West Wing, and I ain't know where the fuck that shit was, and I ain't been back since. I just left school and shit. You know what I mean? So I think like as soon as I started ninth, I stopped and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So I don't got no high school experience and shit.
You was
So
going back to school?
Yeah, I was just out on the block. I started doing my GED.
Right.
I started taking my GED, man. I went to this GED school on right above McDonald's on Flatbush.
Okay.
In downtown Brooklyn.
Okay.
So I was doing that shit. I took the test. I didn't pass. I went to fucking Brooklyn Tech to take the test and shit, and then I ain't go back to take that second half.
Yeah.
It was a whole bunch of shit, man.
Yeah.
But so you know, I never did that.
Right.
But you know, I just was out there hustling, man.
And it's still time. It's still time.
Yeah.
I know people in their 50s, 60s going back to school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I even went to some GED shit where I was working like, you know how you work 1 week doing construction and shit, and then the next week
go to school one week.
Shit.
Right.
I did
Like
that too.
bi-week.
Yeah. My sister had put me onto that shit.
Right.
I did a whole bunch of shit, man. But
that's what's up.
Yeah, man. But I always knew my main focus. One thing that I stuck with, you know what I mean. A lot of shit that I quit, and one thing that I stuck with was this rap shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I fell in love with hip hop when I was probably like 4 or 5. My uncle he brought a tape in the crib when he was just recording off the radio.
Right.
It's my Uncle Ray, rest in peace. And he had like Stessa Sonic, Ghost Stessa, Grand Poopa, when he was Grand Poopa Maxwell. Right. He had Sexy, Baby Dog, you know what I mean? That shit with Masters.
I see you mention.
Like, yo, that's when I fell in love with hip hop.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was listening
I see you mention Stessa Sonic, right?
Yeah, man.
And you wanted to do a joint with them later.
That's
we gonna get into that. We gonna get into that.
But I remember that was one of the joints on the tape.
Right.
And so, you know, years later, fast forward, 12 years old, I think 1990, when he came home, my uncle was in and out and shit.
Right.
He came home, he started living with us on Kingston.
Right.
And he never recorded nothing, but he was one of the illest rappers, man. His name he went by Rated R. He had composition books, you know them black and white books that I went to school with?
Right, the black and white ones.
And he had
the ones you did great.
I got like 20 of his rhymes in my head to this day. And you know what I mean? I started knowing his shit, man, and then I started rapping. My first name was Rated X.
Rated X?
Trying to be like him, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And you know, that's one thing I stuck with no matter what.
Right.
Like I remember one time my mom was trying to put me on punishment, like, yo, you can't write rhymes. I was like, Mom, like you can tell me anything else, but that shit, I ain't gonna stop with that.
Stop that.
With that.
Nah, you ain't gonna stop
that was one thing I was like, nah.
You ain't gonna take that away.
Yeah, man. So every time I worked, you know, I was working at Citibank. I did security, like top flight security shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
In the projects, in the fucking corporate buildings.
Right.
I never was a fucking company man. All I was thinking about, I'm just doing this shit temporarily because I'm doing this rap shit.
Right.
I mean? So that's what I stuck with it. That's what fucking manifests. And I ain't working probably 20 years. And,
right.
You know
Never
what I
turn
mean?
back
This is what I do.
Right.
And you know what I mean? So it is what it is, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Well.
That's what's up. But yo, check this out. I want to ask you some questions, man. So when you started beginning to rap and stuff, right? Tell me how it all started there.
Alright, so I was, like I was saying, I started rhyming and shit when my uncle introduced me to, he was rapping and shit. So I just was in love with hip hop like a motherfucker, man. Like everything that was out, man. Like the main dudes was like KRS, Big Daddy Kane, G-Rap, and you know what I mean. I remember memorizing the BIGDADDYKAN, and I was like, yo, this shit crazy. Like he's spelling this shit. Like that was the first time that was started. You know what I mean? Like I think I was like in 3rd, 4th grade.
So,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
man. I was just like, I was just into this shit, man. So I was like, yo, I gotta do this, man. So I went through a few names, you know what I mean? But when I got like 16, I think that's when I finally when I came up with, because at one time I was Vic Funkster. Right. That was my name. I was battling niggas. I was at block parties and everywhere. Just any cypher I would see. Right. I was stepping in the cyphers, grown ass men. I was just battling and shit. And but then I think the Funksters, what was their name? The Youngsters.
The Youngsters.
They changed their name to the Illy Philly Funksters or
Right,
some shit. And I
from
was
Philly.
like,
Right.
so I'm gonna change my name.
Right.
And I changed it to, I made up Ruste Juxx Men.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's what it was, like Ruste Juxx Men. And it was like, cause that's when shit started. I started being out with, you know, niggas. My neighborhood was like known for the big robbery shit. You know what I mean? So I started doing that. I wasn't like one of the major robbers and shit, but me and my man we was doing a lot of shit. And so I changed my name to Ruste Juxx Men. Like, you know, you get stabbed with a rusty blade and shit. You know what I mean? That shit was crazy.
Right.
So, you know, then later on, I just chopped off the men and it was just Ruste Juxx.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's how that shit went. You know what I mean?
All right. Okay. So tell me about how it all started. The first journey of you meeting Sean Price.
Yeah. So after that, I was Ruste Juxx already when I was doing like showcases and going up to different radio stations, stretching Bobito. I had a manager, my man Errol Mack.
Right.
And he's from Brownsville, and he's cousins with Rock. He's Rock cousin.
Okay.
So one day he was just like, "Yo, I want to introduce you to Helter Skelter." You know, he's working.